Good afternoon, 6th grade. It is Friday, May 1st, last day before the wonderful weekend that awaits us. Alright guys, so today's lesson is not difficult unless you still don't understand squaring. And when I mean squaring, if I were to put 7 squared on the board, could you tell me what that represents? Remember, anytime you see that 2 there, that is the same thing as 7 times 7, which equals, of course, 49. So let's get into today's lesson. Extracting the square root is the opposite of squaring a number. A perfect square is a number whose square root is a whole number. Whole numbers, remember, don't have decimals. The symbol for a square root is the radical sign. It looks kind of like this. It's like a division sign, except it's kind of got like a weird, like cowlet hair thing going on. And if I were to put a number in here, such as 4, you would read this as the square root of 4. This sign is called the radical sign. Radical sign. Alright. I want to run through some of these with you, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Alright. In fact, I'm going to do AB, EF, and IJ. You have to do CD, GH, KI. I want to do half of these to make sure you understand. Okay, so we saw that 7 squared is 49. So then, and that was in fact A. So B then. Then what is the square root of 49? Or in other words, what number times itself equals 49? We know, because 7 squared is 49. That means the square root of 49 is 7. Alright, let's do E. Alright, 9 squared is the same thing as 9 times 9. What's 9 times 9? It's 81. Alright, well then, what is the square root of 81? What number times itself equals 81? We know. It's 9. Alright, let's look at I. 1/2 squared. Well, we know that's the same thing as 1/2 times 1/2, which is 1/4. Well, if that's the case, what is the square root of 1/4? Or in other words, what number times itself equals 1/4? It's 1/2. So I'm going to let you do CD, GH, K, and I together, or on your own, because you're seeing the correlation. All right, so 7 squared is 49. The square root of 49 is 7. 9 squared is 81. The square root of 81 is 9. In other words, what number times itself gives you 81? It's 9. 5 times 5 is not 81. 6 times 6 is not 81. It is finding the number times itself that gives you what is in this box. And that's how you do class practice 1. Alright? So let's see here. Let's look at some story problems. So the area of a square is 36 square feet. What is the length of each side? Remember, the formula for a square is side squared. So if the area of the square is 36 feet, it's asking you what is the square root of 36. In other words, what number times itself equals 36? And it is a whole number. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to think. What times itself equals 36? You know your times tables. Think about it. Blank. Okay, this number times itself, or this number squared, is 36. Give you a little bit more time. I hope you came up with the answer of 6, because that's correct. And I'm going to work the other story problem out with you too. So let's look at the other one. The radius squared is 81 meters squared. What is the length of the diameter? So the radius is 81, so the area is 81 meters squared. And we know that we have to use, or actually the radius squared is 81 meters squared. So square root of 81, which of course, we've seen that one up here. We know that that is 9. But that's just the radius. How do we get the diameter? What do you have to do to the radius to get the diameter? That's right, you multiply it by 2. You guys know what 9 times 2 is. That'll get you your diameter. Alright, so then let's look at 3. Complete the chart. Guys, we've done these charts enough times by now. You know how to do them. 4, remember, for every degree you multiply by 69. So the fourth one, so 4A, 24 degrees north, 24 times 69. Same thing for each one of those. You multiply the number given by 69. Make sure you put it in miles. 5, you're converting the temperatures to the nearest whole degree. You're going to convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit to Celsius. Remember the formulas. Look back if you have to. 6, find the answers. Areas. Remember your area formulas. On 7, you're going to complete the chart of radius, diameter, circumference, area. Guys, I've given you this formula enough time. You know how to do these. And then 8, you've got a couple of story problems. If you don't want to try to do the story problems, that's fine. Those are just some extra if you want to really get your noggin going. So you don't have to do 8 if you don't want to, but there are some fun problems in there if you like word problems. They're pretty fun to me. But you don't have to do them. So don't worry about 8 if you don't want to do 8. So guys, once again, if you have any trouble with any of these, please let me know. I'm here to help. And depending on what the Department of Education says, I've recorded these obviously before May 1st, so I don't know what's going on at this current time. Hopefully we get to see you guys again May 4th in person, but if not, then I hope you guys are doing well and keeping safe, and I really miss you guys. I hope you have a good weekend.